Hello, my name is Jason Woodring, and this is the progress update for my final project for MEMS 5001 Optimization Methods in Engineering. So the first question I will address is whether I am on track to finish, which, based off of my current progress, I believe I am. I have generated all of the aerodynamic data for the different size possibilities for the outer aileron. I have here an example of the mesh for it in the solver. I have suffered a couple minor setbacks in the post-processing to optimize the size of the outeron, and this largely has to do with the equality constraint for the control power of the outeron, where there was a precision issue in the solver where the numbers would never quite match up, so they weren't actually equal despite being within a certain margin of error. But I've realized I can actually just do it as an inequality constraint where I just say that it has to be greater than a certain amount, and because the least amount of drag will always be at the lowest amount of control power, then it will always pick along that line as though it were an equality constraint, even if it's an inequality constraint. I have not run this yet, but I believe it will solve the issue. So the next steps for me start with optimizing the outeron dataset. Along with the inequality constraint I discussed earlier, I will add constraints using the size of the airframe so that it's limited to within what's actually geometrically feasible. And then once I have done that, I've looked a little bit at the data set, and I believe there are multiple local minimums for the drag. So I will run a simulated annealing algorithm on it to find the optimal size. Using the optimal size of the outeron, I can then apply an inequality constraint for the amount of control power that the inneron must produce, along with constraints on the geometry of the inneron based off of the airframe. And I can generate the aerodynamic data from it for it from AVL. And then I can repeat the optimization process on it. And then that will leave me just having to do the write-up for the report.